The purpose of this video is to show you how you can create hyperlinks from a summary dashboard to a detail dashboard. Hyperlinks allow the user to drill down from high-level information to lower-level, more detailed information. Before we illustrate how to do this using hyperlinks, please note that there are several other ways that you can allow a user to drill down from summary-level information to detail information. Consider this summary dashboard. Here we have a chart that breaks out the sum totals according to category. We have a range slider that allows the user to select a range of dates to be displayed on the chart. And we have a combo box that allows the user to choose between two different measures to be displayed on the chart: total or quantity purchased. The easiest way to drill down to detail information is to use the built-in Show Details feature. For example, if a user clicks on a group on the chart, they can press the Show Details button in the mini toolbar above the chart to display the detailed information about that particular group on the chart. These details can also be exported by pressing the Export button at the top left. Another easy way to permit the user to drill down from summary-level information to more detail-level information is to build a hierarchy into the chart itself. This is done automatically when you use a date dimension on the chart, but you can also set up hierarchy for other types of dimensions. For example, in this chart, we might consider allowing the user to drill from the category level down to the individual product level. To do this, right-click the chart, select Properties, and under the Hierarchy tab of the Chart Properties dialog box, set up the hierarchy that you want the user to be able to drill through. In this case, category at the top level of the hierarchy, and then the product name at the second level of the hierarchy. Now the axis on the chart displays a plus symbol that allows the user to drill from the top level to the second level of the hierarchy, breaking out the data into more detail. To drill back up, press the minus symbol on the axis. You can also add drill-down features to a dashboard by using the flyover view feature or the data tip feature. Please see the documentation for more information about these features. In this video, we'll focus on an alternative approach to providing a drill-down feature, and that is by adding a hyperlink to a component that allows the user to drill from the summary level dashboard to an independent dashboard that contains the detail information. In this case, what we'll allow the user to do is to drill down from this summary level dashboard to a detail dashboard that contains a breakdown of the data by individual product in a pie chart and also displays the detail information in a table. We'll place the hyperlink on the chart so that when the user clicks a particular group on the chart, the detail dashboard that they then see will contain only data for the group on the chart that they clicked. For example, the category of hardware or the category of graphics. To set this up, the first thing that you need to do is to create the detail level dashboard. Here is the detail dashboard that we've created for this purpose. The detail dashboard contains a pie chart that breaks out the totals according to individual product, and it contains a table that displays the raw data, the raw details from this data set. What we'd like to do is we'd like to be able to drill down from the summary dashboard to this detail dashboard and filter the detail dashboard to display just the information for the particular category that the user clicks in the summary dashboard. We can do this by setting up a hyperlink from the summary dashboard to the detail dashboard. Let's return to the summary dashboard. As we mentioned, in this example, we'd like to allow the user to be able to click on a particular category to drill down to the detail information for that category. To set up a hyperlink to do this, right-click on a group on the chart and select the hyperlink option. Note that if you want, you can also put a hyperlink on the label of the chart, and hyperlinks are also available for other components, such as text, images, and tables. But in this case, we'll add the hyperlink to the group on the chart. So again, click a group on the chart, and select the hyperlink option. This opens the hyperlink dialog box, and to set up a hyperlink to another dashboard, select the Asset Link option. Note that if you want the hyperlink to go to a web page, you would select the Web Link option. After you select the Asset Link option, choose the dashboard that you want the user to be able to drill to. In our case, it's called Detail Dashboard. That's the dashboard that we already created that contains the detail level information. If desired, you can add a tooltip to be displayed to the user, and then configure the value or values that you want the hyperlink to pass to the detail level dashboard. In our example, we want the hyperlink to pass the value of the category that the user clicks on. So press the Add button in the parameter area, then select the Field option, and in Value for Parameter, select the Category option. This means that when the user clicks on the chart, the hyperlink will pass the value for the category that the user clicked. In the parameter name field at the top, enter the name of a parameter in the detail dashboard that will receive the value of the category. We can give this parameter the name cat. This means that when the user clicks a category on the chart in the summary dashboard, the value of that category, such as hardware, personal, office tools, will be passed into a parameter in the drill-down dashboard, that is the detail dashboard, with parameter name cat. Press OK to close the parameter dialog box, and press OK to close the hyperlink panel. We have now configured the chart in the summary dashboard to hyperlink to the detail dashboard and pass the value of the category into a parameter in the detail dashboard named cat. The next thing that we need to do is to set up the detail dashboard to do something appropriate with the passed parameter. So let's return to the detail dashboard, and let's use the parameter cat to filter the chart and the table to display data only for the category that the user clicked in the summary dashboard. To do this, right-click on the chart and select Conditions, and create a condition to filter the chart to display only data for the category that the user clicked on. So in the condition, we'll specify category is equal to, and then from the Change Value Type menu all the way on the right, select Variable, and enter variable name cat. Cat is the parameter that is being passed from the hyperlink in the summary dashboard. This condition says, filter the chart in the detail dashboard so that the chart displays only data for a single category, and that category is the category contained in the parameter cat. That is the parameter that is being passed in the hyperlink from the summary dashboard. Press OK to set up the condition. We'll do the same for the table below. Add a condition to the table to restrict the data in the table to only data for the category that the user clicked in the hyperlink. Again, this will be data only for category that is passed in the parameter cat. Finally, it will be helpful to display to the user the actual category that they are seeing in the detail dashboard, so that there won't be any confusion about the data that they're looking at. And so what we can do is we can add a text element that will display the current value of the cat parameter. At the top of the chart here, we've added a text element that simply says category. This is just a static text element. And next to it, we've added another text element that we will populate using script to display the value of the cat parameter. This is currently just a blank text element. If you right-click on the text element and select Properties, you can populate the text of the text element using an expression. Press the FX button or Value Type button to the right of the text field, select Expression, expand the Parameter folder, and find the cat parameter. This parameter is listed here because we've already used this parameter in the condition that we set on the chart and the table. If you click on the cat parameter, this inserts the script parameter.cat This will simply display the value of the cat parameter in the text element. Recall that the value of the cat parameter is the particular category that the user clicked in the summary level dashboard, the parameter value that's passed in the hyperlink to the detail dashboard. Save the detail dashboard, return to the summary dashboard, and save any changes there as well. Now let's preview the summary dashboard and test out the hyperlink to make sure that the filtering is being applied correctly. Press the preview button, move the mouse over one of the groups on the chart, and note that there is now a tooltip displayed. It says Drill to Detail Data, and if you click the group on the chart, in this case this is the group for the category of games, this will load the detail dashboard, where you can observe that the data in the detail dashboard is only data pertaining to the category of games. The text element at the top left of the chart indicates that this is data for the category of games. These are the products in the category of games. And you can see that in the table below also, all of the data is for the category of games. Our hyperlink is now working correctly, but there are two other things that we need to be concerned about. First of all, in the summary dashboard, we have a range slider that allows the user to select a range of dates. And it might be important that when the user drills down to the detail dashboard, that they only see the same range of dates that they've selected in the summary level dashboard. For example, if in the summary level dashboard a user is only looking at a few months from the year 2017, when the user drills down to the details, in most cases, we should probably ensure that the detail dashboard also displays data only for that specific range of months from 2017. Secondly, in the summary dashboard, the user can make a choice of the measure that they see on the chart, either quantity purchased or total. When the user drills down to the detail dashboard, it probably makes sense to display the pie chart in the detail dashboard using the same measure that the user selected in the summary level dashboard. So what we need to do is when the user clicks on a hyperlink, in addition to passing the value of the category that the user clicked, we need to also pass the value of the range of dates that the user selected and the measure that the user selected in order to coordinate the detail dashboard to match the selections that the user made on the summary dashboard. There are two ways to do this, and we'll illustrate both ways. If your hyperlink is drilling down to another dashboard, then what you can do is use a shared filter to coordinate the selections across the two dashboards. Let's take a look at doing this for the range slider. To ensure that the range of dates in the detail dashboard is the same as the range of dates that the user selects in the summary dashboard, we can add a range slider also to the detail dashboard. Return to the detail dashboard and add a range slider. Let's give a meaningful name to this range slider by right-clicking on the range slider, selecting Properties, and providing a name such as Detail Slider. We'll also give a meaningful name to the range slider in the summary dashboard. Let's call it Summary Slider. All we now need to do is just to make sure that these two range sliders are always in sync, and we do that by creating a shared filter. In the summary dashboard, press the Options button in the toolbar and choose the Filter panel. Select Summary Slider and press the Add button to add the summary slider as a shared filter. Assign an ID to this element. We'll call it Date Range. You can coordinate selection elements across multiple dashboards by assigning them the same ID. So if we use the ID Date Range for the summary slider, we'll assign the same ID to the detail slider in the detail dashboard, and that will ensure that the two range sliders are always kept in sync. Again, The ID here is date range, and this is the same ID we should use for the detail slider. Press OK. Return to the detail dashboard. Press the Options button in the toolbar. And for the detail slider, assign the same ID, date range. Press OK. Save both dashboards. And then preview the summary dashboard to test out the hyperlink and the range slider. Let's select a particular range of dates, for example, the end of the year 2020, and let's verify when we click the hyperlink that the dates displayed in the detail dashboard are also only from the date range at the end of the year 2020, September to December. We'll click the Office Tools category and verify by looking at the table that the dates for the detail data that we're seeing are only dates from September to December of 2020. We can also verify this by looking at the range slider in the detail dashboard, which shows the same range of dates that we selected in the summary dashboard. Now, it's not really necessary to see the range slider in the detail dashboard, unless, of course, we want the user to be able to change the range of dates here. But in this case, our idea is to have the date range selection only at the summary level, so what we can do is we can hide the range slider in the detail dashboard. Return to the design view of the detail dashboard, and simply set the range slider to be invisible. Right-click on the range slider, select Properties, and set the visible property to hide. Now, if we take a look at the summary dashboard in the portal, and we click one of the hyperlinks, the detail dashboard will still be filtered appropriately for the range of dates that we selected in the summary dashboard, but we will not see the range slider in the detail dashboard because we've hidden that particular component. Let's return to our design view. The approach that we just looked at of using shared filters is an easy approach when the hyperlink is drilling down to another dashboard. Now, there's one more thing to deal with in this case, and that is the selection of the measure. The user of the summary dashboard can select either quantity purchased or total as the measure, and we'd like to ensure that in the detail dashboard, the pie chart uses the same measure by default. Here again, we have a choice of either using a shared filter or passing the user selection as a parameter. To use the shared filter approach, what we would do is in the detail dashboard, we would create a parallel combo box. A combo box that allows the user to select either quantity purchased or total as the measure, and then we would synchronize the combo box in the detail dashboard with the combo box in the summary dashboard and hide the combo box in the detail dashboard. The result would be that when the user makes a choice for the measure in the summary dashboard and clicks the hyperlink, that choice for the measure would be propagated to the detail dashboard via the hidden combo box. That's exactly the approach that we followed for the range slider. However, in this case, let's try a slightly different approach. And what we'd like to do here is to pass the user selection as a parameter. To do this, return to the hyperlink definition, right-click on a group on the chart, select hyperlink, and verify that the option called Send Viewsheet Parameters is enabled. When the user clicks the hyperlink in the summary dashboard, this option will cause any parameters that exist in the summary dashboard to be passed along to the drill-down dashboard, in this case, the detail dashboard. Form elements, such as this combo box, are treated as parameters. So the values selected in any form components, such as the value that the user selects in this combo box, will be passed as parameters to the detail dashboard as long as this option is enabled. The name of the parameter is the name of the form component. So let's give the combo box a meaningful name. Click on the combo box and select Properties. And let's call this combo box Measure. When the value selected in this combo box is passed in the hyperlink, it will be passed in a parameter called measure. We can then access that parameter in the detail dashboard using the keyword parameter.measure. Let's return to the detail dashboard and configure the pie chart in the detail dashboard so that the measure used by this pie chart is the measure that's passed in parameter.measure from the summary dashboard. Open the chart editor for the pie chart, and instead of having the total as the fixed measure on this chart, change the measure to be set by an expression by pressing the value type button and selecting expression. The expression should be parameter.measure. This again is the value of the measure selected in the summary dashboard that is being passed into the detail dashboard. Thus, the measure that the user selects in the summary dashboard will be used to set the measure that's displayed in the detail dashboard on the pie chart. Press Finish Editing to close the chart editor in the detail dashboard. Save the changes to both dashboards, and then view the summary dashboard in the portal. Verify that the choice of the measure that you make in the summary dashboard is propagated to the detail dashboard when the user clicks the hyperlink. In this case, we've selected quantity purchased as the measure, and when we click a hyperlink, we can verify that quantity purchased is also the measure used in the detail dashboard. Similarly, in the summary dashboard, if we select total as the measure, and then click a hyperlink, the measure displayed in the detail dashboard is also total. Again, this was achieved by passing the value that the user selects in the combo box of the summary dashboard into a parameter called measure in the detail dashboard, and then using that parameter to set the value of the measure in the detail dashboard. We now have a fully functional hyperlink that takes the user from the summary dashboard to a detail dashboard, filters the detail dashboard to display only data for the category that the user has clicked, while also maintaining the date range and the measure that the user has already selected in the summary dashboard, and preserving those in the detail dashboard. Note that when the user clicks a hyperlink in the summary dashboard to drill down to the detail dashboard, they can always return to the summary dashboard by pressing the back button in the toolbar of the detail dashboard. One final thing you may want to do when you're implementing this kind of drill down from a summary level dashboard to a detail level dashboard is to hide the detail dashboard in the repository listing. This is useful in the case where you only want the user to be able to enter at the summary level, and you do not want the user to be able to enter independently at the detail level. To hide a dashboard in the repository, return to the dashboard design view, in this case the design view of the detail dashboard, press the Options button in the toolbar, and disable the option called List on Portal Tree. This is the option that controls whether a dashboard is visible in the repository listing or not. Press OK, save the dashboard, and then refresh the repository listing, and note that now only the summary dashboard is displayed in the repository, which forces the user to always enter at the summary level. The hyperlink will still work because the detail level dashboard still exists in the repository, but the detail dashboard is no longer listed in the repository listing. The only way for the user to access the detail dashboard is via the hyperlink from the summary dashboard. Consult the documentation for information about how to drill from a dashboard to a web page, and also for other methods of drilling down in data.